So Skeleton Crew, the main event, maybe, maybe not. We don't know
Yeah,
yet, but I think, and we've had a Force with Friends episode that tied in a lot of the Skeleton Crew because we have high hopes for it. I know the
yeah,
Celebration folks, they saw Skeleton Crew, the Skeleton Crew trailer at Celebration last April. Apparently they filmed a lot of it. It's coming out this year. It was
yeah,
originally going to be a 2023 release, but then it's potentially early 2024. I think the strike probably really messed that up a lot, so probably mid 2024
yeah.
at best, but who knows. Just the description of it, like what we had read, there's like kind of the Stranger Things, Goonies vibes. The young kids kind of going through the galaxy. They come across Dumbledore guy. What's his name?
You
He's
about made
he's
me
other
spit out
stuff.
my water.
He's other
Jude
stuff than
Law,
Dumbledore. Jude Law. So Jude Law is the
Dumbledore
Force
guy.
user. They're getting chased by a pirate guy from Mando season 3, the pirate guy that ran away. Um, it says there's another galaxy. How many stinking galaxies are we going to start throwing into Star Wars? So surely to goodness, it's the same one that they're in
I
Ahsoka,
hope
right?
so. I hope so. Which, by the way, Star Wars should hire you to do show synopsises, like right before the show, just to like catch people up. That would be great.
With
Uh,
my accent and everything.
would be amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it says they what I don't remember what the wording is. Something about a dangerous new
Yeah.
galaxy or
Dangerous galaxy.
something.
Yeah.
Something it says. I don't know. Um, it's hard to know if it's just like they've never been out in the galaxy or if it's like the new galaxy. I don't know. I hope it is because they just introduced this thing very briefly. And so it would be really cool to follow up with a show that explores a little bit there.
Be really
Um,
smart
but
too.
yeah, it would be. But that's again, this is one of those things. It's such an unknown right now. We don't really know a whole lot
I
about
think
it. I mean,
there's
we know a decent amount about the characters, but not necessarily anything
yeah.
about the plot and the setting. So
I think there's zero chance it's a different galaxy. There is no way they are going to be like, "Hey, not only are we going to one new galaxy, but two." It's like, "But wait, there's more."
yeah,
we're not going to do that. Surely to goodness. I
yeah,
They could make it work, but I'm not optimistic if that's the path that they go. But as far as it's like four kids running around
yeah,
with a guy, so I think I like Stranger Things a lot. I like the Goonies. I don't know anybody that doesn't like the Goonies. So I think as
yeah,
far as that aspect of the story, it should be pretty enjoyable because it'll be funny. There will be
yeah.
lots of light-hearted moments, I'm sure. Plenty of trouble
Mhm.
to find yourself in. Like, don't take it too seriously type of a show. But then
Yeah,
again, Stranger Things has found a way to take it real seriously. The kids
yeah.
have grown up. So it'll be interesting to see kind of the approach they take with this show. I'm assuming if they're all like younger kids, which is what it sounds like, probably a good bit of lightheartedness in this one.
And I will say, well, it's interesting because I was reading the guy who pitched the show. I can't remember his name. The guy
Yeah.
who's doing the writing
Yeah. I don't
for
know.
it, but he pitched it as like an Amblin Spielberg type experience,
Yeah.
right? Like the Goonies, ET.
Hmm.
Like he wanted it to be like that kind of coming of age, growing up type story that kids loved and we all loved in the 80s and 90s. And so with that
Yeah.
being their goal, I think it really could be a really fun, unique, just kind of adventure show. Um, but they haven't made a show yet that hasn't tied in with everything else somehow. Maybe not necessarily strongly, but like everything they've put out has connected somewhere within all of this Star Wars galaxy. So even though it might not be the most serious of shows, I still expect them to connect it somehow to everything else that's going on. So
Yeah.
I am curious to see how that plays out.
It's part of the Mandoverse, I believe. I want to say they've confirmed that somewhere. So I think it
Yeah,
will. Now, could this be like, how Marvel, how they all kind of coalesce into the big end game or whatever? Is this gonna be kind of like the Hawkeye or the Ant-Man, of Marvel? Like it's enjoyable, it's out there. It's not the meat and
yeah.
potatoes of Star Wars, but hey, here's this fun thing that kind of goes along with it. I don't know. I just know Sabine and Ahsoka have to get back somehow. And this show is
Yeah,
probably the vehicle to get them back. Just my
yeah,
thoughts.
very possible, quite possible. And Jude Law's character is a Force user, right? He's some
That's
sort of
correct.
Force
Yeah.
user. Yeah.
Yep.
There's been some
Maybe
interesting.
a surviving Jedi or something like that.
Yeah, there's been some interesting. I've seen some interesting theories about who he could be, pulling from Legends characters again. So a
Who
lot of
is it?
them are, well, a lot of them are important towards. Okay, so in the Legends, there was this guy named Corran Horn who became a Jedi. He was actually a pilot in Rogue Squadron. He was a cool character
Uh-huh.
throughout um, throughout a lot of the books. His A lot of people think it might be his dad, but so on the wall in Kenobi, right, where it has all
Mhm.
the people going through the, what do they call it, the path or whatever. Um, that name is mentioned, the Halcyon name, which was
Right.
Cornhorn's
Yeah.
father. He changed his
Mhm.
name because it was connected with Jedi. Um, and in Kenobi, I don't remember where I saw this, but there's two characters credited as, it's a boy and a mother credited as Corran, and then the mother's name, I don't remember what it is. And so like they put them in Kenobi. And so this is obviously after that, however many years. So people have begun theorizing that this could be that character, which would be kind of cool. He was a
Might
really
as
cool
well
Legends
connect it.
character. But yeah, I'm curious to see who he's going to be. That's always fun when they start bringing in new characters, especially now that we've had some really cool additions
Yeah.
um, in Ahsoka. Like I'm hopeful for when they start bringing in new people.
Yeah, and I think that's an exciting thing too, really, because
Yeah,
Mando is in its third season, going on four. There's not a lot of new characters, like maybe a few here and there. Ahsoka was like a couple new characters. They were super
yeah,
good, but it was mainly people we knew. Tales of the Jedi is always people we know. So
yeah.
the fact that the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew can give us a whole lot of new characters, I'm always cool with that.
Yeah, and Jude Law is great too. I mean, I
He
think
is.
whatever character he is playing is going to be done really, really well. So I think it'll be a good structure for the show.
He's
So
going from
I'm really
normal
excited
wizard to
about
space wizard.
it. Yeah, just he loves the wizards.
He's just got to get in Lord of the Rings, and he's done it all.
He'll have the trifecta:
Yeah, of
Harry Potter,
wizardry.
Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings.